how many of you have done the vision boards, said the affirmations, listened to the abundance podcasts, maybe even manifested a few things? Or was it coincidence? Still quietly in the back of your mind, you thought, why doesn't it feel like enough? Not that you're ungrateful. You've just been chasing a version of abundance that was never going to feel like home. So today, we're going to change that. I'm Doris, and these are the Better You coaches. So, what do you say, coaches? Should we shine a light on this?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We have the pro here with us, the abundance coach, Sarah. Let's just say it out loud for our friend who took the time out of her day to be here with us. What has the personal development industry gotten completely wrong about what abundance actually is?
Oh, beautiful, beautiful question. And being an abundance coach and living abundantly, I would say that first thing I would say that it is not about chasing, it is about choosing. So in that industry, the personal development industry, we're always talking about abundance and we're trying to chase that success that whether it could be career, could be our wealth, could be our finances, so many things we're chasing to be more abundant or abundant, and but we don't get to that point, and we will never get to that point unless we become more we become abundant. So it is something that you choose to become, and it has to align with your values, your purpose, and your thinking, and what you really, really want, and what you really aligns with. And when you're living that life, that is true abundance.
Beautifully said. Joyce, the happiness research is pretty clear on the gap between what we think will make us feel fulfilled and then what actually does. So, what does the science say that most women really need to hear in this so they can choose abundance?
I think we really um, need to, first of all, believe in what we're doing, what we're talking about, what fulfills us. Choosing it is really, really important. And that's something I've learned over the years. I had to correct myself. Even just getting up this morning, I don't feel or I got to get up. No, I choose to get out of bed. Right. Um, I choose joy. I choose fulfillment. So that is super important when we're asking that question in particular. Believing in ourselves and believing that we can have it, because a lot of us don't believe that we can have joy, that we don't deserve joy, right? And we need to make sure that we have that thought and that belief in our mind always, right? Um, or we're not deserving, or we're not worthy, I guess is the other one. Um, and that's where the abundance and joy comes to. We need to know that we're deserving of it.
Absolutely. And you brought something to mind as well is abundance is often referred to as like when people talk about abundance, they're often talking about money, right? But you just interchanged joy and abundance. Is how there is abundance in every area of our life. And I love how you brought that out. And now, Coach Tiffany, when we're making a change towards abundance and the mindset of abundance, it's also important to rewire the subconscious. Does this hold true?
I would say absolutely that rewiring your subconscious is so important because believe it or not, from my research, it controls 95% of our thoughts, emotions, and actions. So this basically means we don't really know what's running the show on a deeper level. So even when someone says they want more abundance, and I just wrote this down. So, and again, you get to define what abundance means for you, right? So that's very important. But even when you say you want more abundance, and generally that can look like money, right? But your subconscious may be running an old program that says, oh, money doesn't grow on trees, or I don't deserve money. Like worth is a huge one. And as Sarah has taught all of all of us, one of the ways is the three simple steps, which is first becoming aware. So maybe journaling about these money blocks that you have, and you probably inherited them from your parents, and what was going on around you at the time. And then, second, you can kind of update these old programs by introducing some new beliefs. And so, what would you rather believe about money? Maybe I'm open to receiving more money, or money comes to me easily, or whatever it is for you, right? So this is going to look different for everybody. And and then third, taking those aligned action steps that can reinforce this new belief system about money. And over time, the subconscious will learn that abundance is safe to receive, because safety, again, it's that huge factor, right? Like you've learned as a child somewhere along the lines that it's not safe to have money in some capacity, right? So generally that's what we're working here. And again, I give credit to Sarah for this because she's taught us these steps many times. So thank you, Sarah. But again, you can also work with hypnotherapy to even go deeper. And this is something I'm constantly working with because I do have some deep programming there, but I've definitely made strides. So,
Beautiful. And thank you, Coach Tiffany, for enlightening us also with those information. And it is, I just want to say that the hypnotherapy definitely is it's a tool because it works through your subconscious mind. And that's what you need to also internally work with you, on you, because the abundance is not an external results. It's not what we seeing it externally. That we have to realize that it's not about, like you said, it's the how much wealth do I have, how much financial stability I have. That's what we're tying with abundance. Abundance is our very internal. So I would always say that what truly matters to me now, if you can live with that alignment, you're living an abundant life. So, what kind of impact you want to make, or what kind of impact the life you want to create? And if you can live that life, that's living an abundant life. And I just want to share quickly, it's very personal to me. My uncle who passed away last week, actually, we are still grieving. And it was it was so amazing to see what an abundant life he lived. And now after his passing, we see so many people around the world is reaching out to us, reaching out on Facebook and seeing that how much impact individually those that he had made for those people. So many of them. And when I see that life and when I'm hearing that is an abundant life that he lived. So what can and he was very intentional. So as my dad, like they were very intentional when they lived those lives, right? Like what impact they wanted to create. And they had created that impact, that what we're seeing today. And so I would say that you don't have to be someone, maybe I'm not sure whom you're comparing with, but I'm just saying usually people, when they say they want abundance in their lives, they're comparing with wanted to be the Bill Gates or someone that very wealthy, right? Uh, and or someone like the superstars that we usually try to see compare us with, but that is not the standard we want to look for. Your abundance is in you. It is not something external. It is very much in you. What kind of impact we want to live, we want to create, and if you're aligned with those values and your well-being, that's being living in an abundant life. And me being the abundance coach, I always say that I have acquired that and very grateful, very extremely grateful that I live an abundant life, and I live in an abundance. I'm very, very grateful for what I have, and I'm very intentional. And when my intentions are aligned with my values and purpose, and if I'm taking those steps, I'm very, very fulfilled. And that's what the life you want to live.
Beautifully said, Sarah. I love that. Yeah, I
Thank you.
agree 100%. Right. And I remember reading this book when I was young, and it was do do what you love, and the money will come. And it's kind of like, yes, be real, be your authentic self. Don't go the other way around seeking the money. Seek who you are authentically. Your abundance comes from within, right? Yeah, I love it.
Thank you. And just want to share one more thing, that money is a tool. So it does not help you to be abundant. Money can be it how you use it. If you use it towards good, it will make more good. But if you use it towards something bad, you will do worse. So what you have the choice to make. That's why I said stop chasing. You can't chase money, you can chase wealth. You have to choose. You have to be intentional that what you want in life and what you want to be and you want to live that life. And money is just a tool. So use it towards goodness, not the otherwise.
A block that I know that a lot of people have had, and something that I've actually been working through myself, but I think Shelley mentioned this in another episode about something, um, that comes to mind here. So, what gets in the way, Shelley, of a woman actually receiving the good that's already in her life? And why is receiving often harder than achieving?
There's quite a few pieces to this. One is that for hundreds of years, we have been socialized to be givers and caregivers, and we have not been traditionally leaders in our household, or, traditionally the male in history has been the one in charge. And especially, I think, in the last, maybe in the 1900s and the 1800s, women were really relegated to their role, and before that as well. So we have a systemic prejudice that exists towards women that also um, says that we have to work hard, we're expected to work hard, and we have to prove ourselves. Now, here's the piece. That means we have to achieve to prove our worth. We're always achieving, we're always working, we're always going towards it. And in addition to that, we might also be in survival mode along the way because we've had to work so hard. The nervous system is activated and we're pushing through, doing all this stuff. And what happens is we become distrustful of anything that we didn't work really hard for because that wasn't the value that we were taught. We were taught if you don't work hard for it, then you don't deserve it. And so there's that piece. Also, we feel safer when we're working hard and achieving by working hard. I did this, I got this, I proved myself, here I am. And guess what receiving is about? It's about vulnerability. It's about surrender. It's about letting go, believing that you're worthy of receiving whatever that peace is. This beautiful abundance of love, of whatever it is that's coming your way. It's hard to accept. It's hard to accept it. It's we need to practice it. We need to say, yeah, it's okay. It's okay to receive those good things in our lives. I remember my mom. getting up at like 3 or 4 in the morning to work on creating a beautiful dinner. And she believed that she had to prove herself. Every time we had one of those big dinners, she had to prove herself. And she would work so hard to gain that recognition. And yeah, I grew up with that. And learning to allow myself to receive all that's beautiful, all that abundance that's out there. Yeah. And if our nervous systems don't allow us to slow down and find safety in the slowing down and find safety within, then it's going to be hard to surrender because we're on the defense. It's going to be hard to be vulnerable because we're on the defense. And I do see that in my clients too. It's like being afraid to stop.
Receiving is a real skill. I'm learning that myself.
Mhm.
This is a skill that you need to learn, and it's not. Yeah, I mean, it can be innate in some people who can do this and who have not been trained otherwise. Um, but for most people, it's a skill that they need to learn. Is that they can receive, they
Yeah.
can hold on to things.
So this group right here has given me so much support and kindness and encouragement and love. And how hard was that for me to accept? And how hard was that for me to believe? It's still something that I'm learning. Even that awareness, the embodiment of acceptance
Mhm.
and surrender, to know that it's okay to be in community and be supported and receive. And yeah, abundance doesn't have to be about money. Abundance can be friendship and community and safety.
Absolutely.
And thank you for saying that, Shelley. And it is so beautiful. And we received that as well, very wholeheartedly. And I'm getting goosebumps actually. So we do receive it. And just to quickly point on those, receiving is hard because of the condition, how we were taught, how the scarcity mindset that we came from. So there's so many things that we can also work on, going through the coaches and hypnotherapy or therapist, that will help you to overcome those as well. So I would say when you're talking about abundance, just remember that abundance is not only about the opportunities or what's next. It's about the identity you have, right? If you haven't expanded yourself, just learn to take the next step, even if it's smaller. Be aligned with your values and purpose and be intentional. And you will see the life you're going to live would be very fulfilled, joyful, and very freeing. So, welcome to the abundance life. If you want to take the next step, please join us.
So don't tell Coach Sarah I said this, but if you put a comment of workshop or abundance, I think we might be able to talk her into putting something on for us, some sort of masterclass or workshop. So put the comment down there if that's something that you're interested in. But don't tell Coach Sarah because she doesn't know I was going to say that.
Amazing. I accept that and receive that as well. Thank you.
Okay, so what did we learn about abundance, coaches?
That it's not all about money and it can come from the inside out.
And we
It
can
has to.
we choose abundance as well.
And it's about surrender and
Beautiful.
vulnerability.
And receiving, that is so big for me. Receiving. Fully.
Receiving, yes. Yeah, allowing it to come to you. All right, coaches. Thank you so much for having this wonderful conversation with me. And thank you for being here today when talking with all of us coaches. If you have any questions or you have any further comments, throw them in the comments section so that we can see them, and I'll pass them along to whichever coach you have a comment for. Until then, I am so excited until our next episode, so we'll see you next week. Take care.
Bye.